Oh,
Wesley, what's your favorite book of the Bible?
Revelation. Ezekiel, Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Jeremiah, but mostly Ezekiel and Isaiah.
Would you say that it's fair you're hyper-focused on end-day prophecy books of the Bible?
Yes, and I was warned about that when I was young by a minister. He warned me, said, don't get stuck on that book.
Do you think it's a possibility that maybe that happened? Maybe you're fixating on it?
No, I don't fixate on it. The more I go into the Word and into Ezekiel and into Jeremiah and into Habakkuk and into Isaiah and these prophecies that have yet to happen, they just keep throwing themselves up on my lap, and they're just, it's terrible what is going to happen. So, but yeah, I am, in scripture is these words about this problem of mine. Let's see here. In Isaiah, where'd it go? Here we go. I am reading from Isaiah 22. And ye have numbered the houses of Jerusalem, and the houses have ye broken down to fortify the wall. Here we go. Ye made also a ditch between the two walls for the water of the old pool. But ye have not looked upon the maker thereof, neither had respect unto him that fashioned it long ago. So that's from Isaiah 22, the 11th verse of the 22nd chapter. So yeah, I've had that problem. I've dug that ditch.
Let's get moving.
I dug into Revelations and what the prophets say, and I don't consider it gloom and doom. I consider it necessary intelligence for our time and a tool to wake up the sleepers, a way to wake them up out of their state of their state of slumber, their state of so what, that's, but Jesus says it's like I'm digging a ditch between the two walls for the water of the old pool. So, I'm an heir in that. I'm an heir in digging that ditch.
I understand,
like you said earlier, talk more about Jesus's love. And, where I was saying, talk about all these terrible tales of destruction that are about to happen to mankind. And you're saying, don't forget about teaching about the love.
Not just the love, but teach everybody about the desperate need we all have for a savior, right? Even me. Like, we are filthy rags. We need a savior. And praise God we were given one. Like, it's a beautiful love story from beginning to end, the scripture is, and the relationship mankind has with God. I think so anyways, but I'm a little old-fashioned, I'll admit. I'm a little cheesy like that. What's on your mind, Wesley? You look really deep in thought.
I'm not a wise man. I'm sorry, I'm a brute. I'm not one that finagles. The wisdom of the serpent, I ain't got. I'm pretty much plain on the table. And that's those people that are going to take that mark of the beast. And I believe that Jesus showed everybody a vision, a dream that is prophetic, that he showed how China, the Leviathan, the serpent that pierceth, the dragon of the sea, forces are going to come across the continent from California in their jets, in their tanks. And as they come across, they're going to move everybody out of their houses and relocate them, and they're going to take away the children from those mothers and fathers in America today. Today they're mothers and fathers. In the very near tomorrow, they're going to take those children away. How come? Moses and Elijah are going to be over there in Israel, and they're going to be saying the vision of the valley. They're going to be saying, I saw the depth of the square pit is unknown. I failed Jesus, making ultimatums and unfriendly order. And Jesus is going to give those to the authority that if they say for there to be a plague, there'll be a plague. If they say for there to not be rain, there won't be rain. If they say for seed, for corn and wheat to not grow, it won't grow. And in the hell, the 7 years, there's not going to be any food. And those Chinese people are going to take those kids and they're going to rip them out of their mothers and fathers' hands. And they're going to take them in, I'm kind of knock you in the head there and wake you up kind of guy. I'm not there, Jesus loves you. He gave you a hedge. It holds up your dead ashes. And if he decides to take that hedge down, you're going to fall down to the ground. And that hedge is his grace. That hedge is the love of Jesus Christ, the real love of Jesus Christ, not the imagined, great imaginary love. The real one is a hedge. It's a leotard that holds your body up, that holds the ashes of your soul up. And without that love, without that hedge, you fall to the ground.
Thank you for that description of it. Thank you very much.
Oh, Steven, can I ask him? You want to watch that video about that guy, Michael Jones, talk about how Jesus is supposed to come back?
How long is it?
I think I sent it to you. Oh, do you want to watch the one about the origin of the creationism?
You can pick one.
Origin
has to be under 15 minutes.
Have to see how long they are. Not sure how long is it. How you check to see how long is something? Well, 30 minutes?
I don't know, Logan. I think 30 minutes might be a long time for people to watch.
What about the one about 25 minutes?
I will chime in and say it's a 24-hour stream, supposedly, allegedly, but
What do you mean supposedly, allegedly?
It's not been no 24 hours yet. Let me tell you, I was gonna do a 24-hour stream.
But only in a persuado intellectual way.
I was gonna be do a 24-hour stream and with people, right? There were 3 of us, and I lasted 16 hours, and I was the last one to end the stream. It was 16 hours what we made it.
So you're saying it's a hard task, huh?
It's a hard task. It is, unless you get enough people to take control. What I mean is, one of us left. There were 3 of us, right? And one of us left and took a nap, and then he even came back after he took a nap. Then the other one left and took a nap, and then all of a sudden I lost both of them, so it was just me. I lasted about 1 more hour before I went, nope.
What did you talk about for that last hour alone?
We were playing video games, which is even easier. You could play video games for 16 hours, maybe.
Wesley, who's your favorite prophet?
Isaiah and Ezekiel. They're my two favorites.
What about them? I mean, just curious. What about them?
Well, Isaiah.
Now's the time.
Just Jesus speaking. Jesus gave him the words to write. He wrote them exactly what Jesus told him to write. It's just incredibly intelligent, incredibly informative, and it tells what's going to happen. Being a human, evil, wicked person, I want to know what's going to go on. I want to know what's going to happen. Have some know when to wear the rose-colored glasses and know when to speak and know when to shut my mouth.
Sure. Okay. I think my favorite prophets would be Jeremiah, but also Jonah. And some people count Moses as a prophet, others don't. I do. So if we're counting Moses, I would say Moses.
I love Jonah. I do.
Yeah. He's got a heart that's like so human, right?
Mine is Paul, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Okay.
And David. He's a good guy too. And Jonah.
Those are good Bible names, Logan. They really are. All of them were.
What about Skylar? Who you like better out of Moses or David?
Probably David, but my favorites are really Ezekiel and Jonah. So.
Do you guys ever think about what a supernatural time Moses' time period was? Because you have prophets going around, not only like Moses performing all these miracles going through the wilderness with Israel, but also at the same time, you have prophets like Balaam. And Balaam is just one narrative of one prophet going around at the time of Moses. And this prophet's talking to donkeys and being threatened by angels. And like, this was a really extreme time in life for the supernatural, don't you guys think? You got Moses weaponizing the sea, and Balaam is having conversations with his get-up.
I have no fucking idea how you're getting through this without dying laughing.
It just is. I mean, there's a lot going on in his.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. You have the PR, you have the public relations, and publicly correctness on top or on spot.
Right, man. Like it goes from like life in everyday Egypt one day, and all of a sudden it all changed. Animals are telling you what's a bad idea. Ocean can part at will, you know. Snakes turn into staffs. Like, this is a really extreme. It's raining frogs.
And snakes tell you to eat apples.
There are literal pillars of fire at night and smoke in the day, leading people in circles. Like, there is so much happening in this narrative.
It was rough times, man. Shit was real.
What about you, man? Is Jonah your favorite, Skylar?
You know what? Jonah probably is my favorite, but Ezekiel is my favorite prophecy.
I have a hard question for you.
For who?
What would you do if in the next hour someone came to you like Satan was given to take out Job's sons and daughters and crops and camels and sheep and donkeys? You know, Satan and Jesus were talking, and Satan said, you know, what's with this Job guy? And Jesus going, well, behold him. There's none that are as, you know, good as him. He's doing my will. He's righteous. He's good. You know, well, at least he's, you know, as good as a guy can get. And Satan says, well, you put a hedge around. Of course, you know, he's got protection. Take down the hedge. And Jesus says, okay, you can take out Job's stuff, but you can't kill him. And Satan takes out Job's stuff. I mean, gone. His millions in sheep and camels are gone. His flesh and blood, his family that he sired and raised from babies up into young adults and adults. Yeah. So what happens if that happens to you? In the next day, you get a phone call saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, the company where you were working, the whole block got set on fire, and it's burned down to the ground." And then you get another call. "Oh, I'm your landlord. Listen, I sold the building. I've got the legal papers. You're going to be evicted tomorrow. You got to be out by tomorrow. We also got a court thing. It's all a lie. And you and I know it's a lie. But, you know, we say that you did these really bad things, you know, and you can't be trusted. So we're going to throw you out of your apartment." And then you get another call from the bank that says, "Oh, somebody hacked into your account. Your money's not gone. We're looking into it. We're going to see what we can do about getting your money back in your checking and savings account. But for right now, you don't have access to any of your funds, so don't even bother using the card." You got a plan for that?
Oh my god.
I mean, you're kind of coming at the wrong guy, Wesley, and I'll tell you why. I was a very stupid teenager in youth group one night. I prayed with my youth pastor's wife that God would keep me humble throughout my life. And God took it real literal. And I have had some of the worst luck, brother. So I have been living under the blessing of Job for the majority of my adulthood. And I don't mean that as a pity party at all, because I've really grown in my relationship with the Lord. I'll give you a perfect example. My dad died from COVID. And as soon as I got the call and my mom confirmed that he had passed away at the VA hospital, I went and put my headphones on and I started playing that old hymn, "How Great Thou Art." And that's the approach to life I really try to take, man. Even in the worst of times, when you're feeling the most pain, it's all for his will, and there's so much more to come. And if we just trust in him and we trust the process, it's all going to be worth it.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. You've been totally cool and honest today, so I figured I'd give you the most honest answer back.
Steven, can we watch that video?
You know what? Yeah, go ahead, Logan. If you pull it up, we'll watch it.
I'll send it to you.
Is it in the chat?
It's in Facebook.
It's in Messenger?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Stephen.
Which one is it, Logan? Is it the one you sent last?
Yeah.
Origins of Young Earth?
Yeah.
Alright. It is a 24-hour stream. I suppose we can play this. I want to play the interview sometime later also that Missing Mod and I did yesterday.
That she's an angel.
That's what you keep saying.
I very firmly disagree.
Oh.
And I'm going to share my sound, so probably won't be able to respond to you guys for a little bit.
Thank you, Mr.
The
Steven.
belief that the earth is 6,000 years old is an essential belief of Christianity, that the Bible teaches that the earth is young, and some Christians only started to reinterpret Genesis after modern scientific advances demonstrated that the earth was billions of years old. But you might be surprised to find out that this is a
Our forces have taken all of Sector Alpha.
You know what, Logan? I just thought about it. Is that copyrighted information?
No, not to my knowledge.
Are you sure?
Oh, okay.
Tyler, is that legal?
I don't know on YouTube. I'm fine on Twitch live, but I don't know about YouTube.
No, but I mean, like, if I play this 25-minute video from someone else's channel, isn't that copyright worthy?
Yeah, 25 minutes long is probably pretty copyright worthy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm second guessing this now, Logan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Well, I didn't think about it until I just looked at it, and I was like, you know what? That's a long time of playing someone else's content.
Yeah. I know, and on Twitch, you know, I wouldn't be able to, like, publish it, right? But you can stream whatever you want, like Aerosmith. You could stream Arrows, you know, Pandora Radio, but you
Does
can't...
Twitch save your recordings?
Yes, but you cannot publish them. You cannot publish them if you're playing stuff that's copyrighted. You can only stream live, you know, anything you want. You can't publish it.
What do you mean by you cannot publish it, though?
Like, I wouldn't be able to... Like, it does save your content. Like, if we don't do any, you know, copyrighted content, it saves it as a VOD, and you can publish that, you know, as a... published, you know, edited, whatever, this is the live stream, etc.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't know that.
Logan, you were going to get me in trouble. I bet you were going to report me.
No, I wouldn't. That would be Skylar.
I wouldn't get in trouble.
Okay, good. Oh, sorry about that, Steven. I didn't know. He said Ellen G. White, what inspired young Earth creationism? Are you young Earth creationism, Skylar?
Yeah, I'm a young Earth creationist.
What about Steven?
I absolutely believe in young Earth.
Oh. What about Wesley?
Wesley, do you believe in the young Earth creation?
6,000 years old, approximately. Jesus created the heavens and the earth, and he took 6 days to make all things, and he did so by speaking and created it that way, and on the 7th day he rested. So yeah, creationism.
You know what? I think you and I agree like 100% on everything you just said, Wesley.
Objectives is under attack.
I don't think I've ever had any doubt about that.
Yeah.
Who's this guy here?
Claudio, you are back. Hello, my friend.
Yeah, I'm back, man. I'm back.
Did you miss us, or did you have some sage wisdom you wanted to seek from Wesley?
No, I figured I figured I'd just drop in here. Got like 20 minutes before I take off, and I just got some time to kill.
Sector Bravo is an enemy.
A lot of feeble, double-minded, vain comments from me.
Yeah, sometimes it gets like that. Little chit chat.
Well, you know, Wesley's been with us. You've been on here since early this morning, haven't you, Wesley?
About 3 hours ago, I suppose. About 3 hours or so.
Man, I can't believe it.
Hey, what school what religious campus did John the Baptist go
He didn't.
to? Which one of those? Did he attend synagogues? Does anybody know?
I'm not sure. Do you know what his middle name is?
Well, I mean, he was Jewish, so it is a very safe assumption to say that John the Baptist attended Torah school.
Steven, do you know John the Baptist's middle name?
The?
Yeah. I got that from. Oh, I can't hold on.
Yeah.
I'll ask him when I see him.
Steven.
Does he capitalize the, or does he use a lowercase t?
I don't know.
If you're going to use it as a middle name, you've got to capitalize it, right?
Yeah.
Think about that. A guy eats nothing but grasshoppers and honey, and he wears
Taking sector Echo.
just raw, rough clothing. You know, he doesn't dress up. Whew.
Steven.
And try to walk into a Baptist church with a handful of grasshoppers and a handful of honey, wearing nothing but a hay bale cloth around your body, and start telling people that you're speaking for Jesus. See what they do.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? Aiden in the comments says John the Baptist was the last Jewish prophet. Well, what I find fascinating is that Jesus refers to John the Baptist as the greatest prophet also.
Yes. Yeah, he said none were as great as John.
Yep.
He was ahead of the curve, man. Now look at us in China and everywhere else. You know, eating bugs is considered a delicacy.
He didn't have TV or radio or, cell phones to get the message out, and now the whole world knows about what he did.
Steven, do you agree that he was the last Jewish prophet?
Do I agree that he was the last Jewish prophet?
Yeah.
Let me think about it. Yeah,
I believe
I believe so.
All 144,000 of the young children, which if they are not all alive now, pretty much most of them are born, that they are prophets of Jesus too. They do not use TV. There is no guile in their mouth. They do not speak unless Jesus gives them to speak. They won't. They don't. They're not wordy, and they do not speak in vain.
I want to make an assumption though, Logan, because John the Baptist is the last, which actually his name was Johann the Immerser. But he's the last prophet talked about in scriptures. Except it would be a really safe assumption to assume that there would be other prophets in Jerusalem at the time, because it was very rare that there would only be one prophet. A lot of the prophets in scriptures, they're going around at the same time periods. And it would have to be the case that there were other prophets that just weren't mentioned like John the Baptist was.
Was Jesus a Jewish prophet and Apostle Paul?
No, Apostle Paul wasn't a prophet. He was an apostle. According to Moses, Yeshua is a prophet.
Oh. Oh. So would he be the last Jewish prophet?
No, because even after Jesus died, I'm not sure if there were any of the prophets from earlier days who hadn't died yet. Like, you had a prophet that was a woman, I think her name was Anna, who was in the temple when Mary and Joseph brought baby Jesus, I believe, to be baptized. So, like, there are other prophets going around at this period of time.
I didn't know. Are you sure you're not a prophet?
I know for a fact I am not a prophet.
What about...
Tyler, what do you think? Am I right or am I wrong? You think there were other prophets around?
I have no idea. I just know I'm not a prophet.
I also knew that, yep.
Sky, are you sure?
Yep.
Do you have a mole on your back?
A what?
A mole?
I don't think so, anyways.
Okay, then you're not.
He's never really looked at it, to be honest with you, Logan.
Is he the next Muhammad?
Yeah, you know what I got that from David Wood.
Claudio, what's your perspective on that? Do you think John the Baptist was the last prophet?
No idea. No, I don't know.
But the Ten
Great answer.
Commandments are from the Old Testament, but I think Jesus brought them up into the New. Is that true, Stephen?
Oh, F.
There we
Are you
go.
there, Steve?
What's your question, Logan?
Like the Ten Commandments are from the Old Testament, but Jesus brought them into the New.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
totally
like,
lost.
I'm
The
not
new
understanding what you're trying to ask.
Like they're from the Old Testament, but Jesus said they're still around even in the New Testament. I mean,
Are you asking me if I believe the Ten Commandments apply to us today?
yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think obeying the Ten Commandments is the fruits of salvation.
We are
Yeah,
advancing on Charlie.
It's a result of the life change that's going to take place after you establish that relationship with Christ.
Yeah, that's what Wolfen kind of made a mistake with.
Allied forces running low on most everything.
He
Yeah,
thought that,
What do you mean?
like he's saying about the Ten Commandments being in the New Testament. It was in the New Testament too, but it was from the Old. He kind of made a mistake, thought it was from the New. Is that right?
Yeah. It was like a little slip of words, which I mean is honestly it's a fair point. I think that he took that and ran with it, but I mean, the Ten Commandments have their place in the New Testament. You know.
Yeah. How about what do you think, Stephen?
I believe we're still supposed to obey the Ten Commandments, but I don't think it's something we should look at as, oh, if you're saved, you have to obey the Ten Commandments. I think God gives us the heart that we want to obey His commandments.
David, is it true that Christianity started as a Jewish sect that allowed Gentiles in and then ended up growing and breaking
It was
up?
a combination of Jews who believed Yeshua was their Messiah and Gentiles who believed that they could be grafted in and also follow the Messiah Yeshua.
Yeah.
They used to call themselves followers of the way.
Most sectors are under enemy control.
Christians that was just started out as a nickname for people who believed in Jesus.
Yeah, that was a way that they were
Squad
able to mock
retreat.
us, but we
Battle's
owned
done.
it.
We lost enough troops for today.
What
What
were
do you
you going to
think?
say, Claudia?
No, it was just kind of interesting. I notice every time that I've talked to Sterling, he gets a lot of people get hung up on a lot of people get like hung up on slavery and everything like that. And it's like, you know what? Okay, I'll give you one better. Did God perpetrate genocide? And yeah, God perpetrated genocide. But you don't look at it just with that lens. You got to understand why that happened. Like why did God like people say, oh well, killing children and innocent people, like that's a horrible thing. That you got to understand why that even happened in the first place. That just it was because there was no longer anybody with good in their heart. Everybody was wicked, and even if he had to wipe out everybody.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, he had to wipe out everybody because even if those people, even if those children grew up, they would have grown up with the inheritance of even greater. It would have left the door open for that wickedness to come back. Essentially. So I noticed just a lot of people like to get hung up on bad things that like what they consider bad because they're looking at it from a human point of view, and they're also not like they really don't like look at the cause and effects. They just look at what happened. Okay, that's bad because I think it's bad, but they don't really look at the reasoning behind it and why it was done.
Well, what I found to be interesting is atheists always say that morality is objective or it's subjective, right? That everybody has personal experiences that give us a baseline for what is moral and what is not. But he was kind of denying that to prove his point. He was saying that there is a universal standard for what is moral and what is not, which is kind of the counter argument that most atheists take.
Yeah, and then it just begs the question, like, who gives you that, who makes that the case? Is it man, or is it the creator? Is it the creation or the creator? Who does that?
I
So
agree.
yeah. I think it's very easy to attribute a lot of bad things that happen, because that's like where the main arguments are. It's like, oh, if your God is all loving, then why did he do this, this, and that? And I don't think they ever take the time to think of, well, if that never even happened, we probably wouldn't even be here right here being able to discuss it.
Well, like, people don't understand war is peace. That's how you obtain peace, anyways, is by way of war. So
Yeah, it's a very fair point. And even though, like, I'm a pacifist, but like, sometimes war is, and war can be a not necessarily a choice. War can be brought upon you, and there's a cause and there's a cause and effect to a lot of this stuff. And so a lot of people don't look into all of that. They just want to stick to just this one point and what happened, and that's it. They don't want to look at to what caused it or why it happened.
Huh, okay.
Skylar,
what?
what would you say to him about slavery in the Bible?
Is slavery in the Bible? I have no idea. Slavery is just a thing. It's still a thing all over the world.
Yeah,
Like Steven said earlier, I didn't have my microphone on, but Steven said earlier when we were on the subject that he has never been to Islamic countries, so he couldn't vouch for Africa or Islamic countries, actually being slavery. Yeah, there is. I've been to both, all over Africa, north, south, central, out in the jungles, and in lack of anything, like desert, straight what you would think a desert, but with like teepees and stuff. Anyways, I've been all over, so Middle East and Africa and whatnot. There is slavery, but it's not just them. It's all over the world. It really is. It's all over the world. Slavery is.
yeah, in the Muslim part of Africa, there's slavery, and I remember hearing this one part about these two girls that was on the news were kidnapped and sold into that sex slavery in Africa. It's horrible.
That happens every day over there.
It's far more common in China, Logan. It really is. It's far more by numbers, anyways. Well, no, it's common. It's more common too. It's far more common in China. It really is. Sex slavery or women trafficking, basically, of one way or another, for wives, even, not just sex slaves or whatever, but wives against their will.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would even give it to a point where people don't think that the United States has slavery, but really our prison system is a modern day take on slavery. One of the tenets is whenever you become an inmate or a felon, or whenever you're incarcerated, you no longer have your rights. You are essentially a slave to the state, to the state. So, slavery is alive and well in the U.S. It's just become a machine, a system, a prison, the prison industrial complex, if you will.
Still here, just listening.
It's all Steven's fault.
Did you have anything to add, Wesley?
Not at the moment.
Okay,
So,
Steven.
Logan.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, I think I understand why they try and pin down like the whole slavery thing, because it's such a like controversial topic. It's very easy to look at slavery and be like, well, I know that that's bad, so that God, if God justifies it, then that makes God bad. I understand that they want to use that as a bludgeoning tool, like as something. It's kind of a low hanging fruit if you really think about it, because like I said, there's a lot of reasons why God would even command it. Even if God commands it, there's usually a reason for it. So
True.
just my take on it.
Fair enough. Wesley, anything to say about that? Wesley has nothing to say about that. So it looks like you won the debate.
Well,
Everybody congratulate Claudio.
Claudio,
Oh.
you win.
you went.
Please raise your right arm and your left arm. Place it on the Bible.
I won, so now I'm gonna be what is it called? Sworn in. Well, except my swear in here.
You're gonna be a werewolf.
What? That is so bizarre.
Sorry.
You are so bizarre, Logan.
Sorry.
He's secretly calling me out as a furry.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what?
Furry.
Oh, I know what that is. That's
Logan, nope, not on live. Not on live.
I do
Oh,
not
sorry.
know what it is.
You're not missing out.
Consider yourself lucky. Sometimes, ignorance is bliss. And I will give this to atheists. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, man, because, whenever you start reading about the Bible and learning about it, well, once you understand the true message behind it, it's relieving, but also it's almost a burden to learn some of this stuff, because it has some very heavy topics in it, and sometimes you think you'd be happier in life not even knowing about some of the stuff, but once you understand the final message of love and redemption and everything like that, it comforts you. It kind of comforts you toward the end. So,
Wolf. What do you think of mega churches where they have stores and restaurants there?
yeah, we talked about this the other day. I think mega churches, they have their place, but some of them, there's corruption in some of them and everything. I think there's a corruption that runs in a lot of places of worship and things like that. So, I mean, if you go to and it's usually not the people that are participating in going to the church. It's generally like some of the pastors themselves that have led to corrupt, that kind of make it corrupt. It's not really the parishioners, but I mean, they have their place. I'm not a big fan of mega churches, just because I think there is a big aspect of greed and money. Money. I don't think there's anything wrong with having money, but sometimes I think that they can let that supersede the final message, the overall message of the gospel.
Skyler, is there any mega synagogues?
Yeah, but not, or yeah, few and far between, but yeah,
Is it-
not like Catholics.
You know
Do
what,
they have-
Logan?
What?
That was the weirdest, but at the same time, one of the best questions I have ever heard.
Is there any mega synagogues?
Yeah, do they have like
you know what? When you
restaurants?
boil down to it, dude, that is actually a legitimately good question, but it was so random.
I mean, like, do they have restaurants there and stores?
No.
Oh,
Baptists are where you're looking for. Baptists have a bunch of, bowling alleys in the churches and coffee shops, Starbucks and stuff.
I mean,
I've
I
been
hate to say it as someone with some Pentecostal background, but I do feel like that's even more of a Pentecostal thing than a
do they like
Baptist.
dance? I seen a video of them all just dancing. Do they like to dance in Pentecostal stuff?
Church of Dancing.
Yeah, they're all up there dancing, all crazy like.
I think you're thinking of America's Got Talent,
Oh,
which is different.
okay. You sure? I found a video with these people dancing in a church, all crazy like. Wow, they're all crazy dancing.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some crazy dancing that goes on. Some people call it the spirit. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I don't know what kind of dancing you're talking about, like getting crunk or pop locking or
Just all moving like all dancing, like just moving around dancing like so crazy like.
That reminds me of that scene from Forrest Gump. I started dancing, moving my hips.
But I don't think they're good as a dancer as Skylar is.
I actually learned to dance.
Yeah, it was a weird video where they're all dancing on so it's all crazy like they're possessed or something. What do you think, Skylar?
I don't know.
What do you think, Steven?
I think you would take something like that situationally.
What about you, Wolf?
what's that?
What do you think that they all just dance all crazy like?
I don't know if the dancing that you do, if you would do it in front of Jesus, I think it's all right. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd go to a church that is doing like dancing like how Meg the Stallion or like Nicki Minaj would be. I think there'd be a little kind of confusion there, a little conflict of interest.
Oh, nothing like that. Just regular crazy dancing.
I mean, the spirit's a powerful thing.
Oh, which church they have it where they play with snakes?
Pretty sure that's like a Baptist church as well. I could be wrong.
What do you think, Steven?
I think if I walked up in a church and they were passing around snakes, I'd walk right out. I wouldn't even feel bad about it.
Okay.
I'd immediately be like, nope.
What if one of those snakes asks you to eat an apple? What
A
do you do then?
snake could never ask me if I want to eat an apple because as soon as I see the snake, I'm going to walk the other way.
Oh,
And I can guarantee you, I don't care what he's saying. If he starts to speak to me, I'm going
fucking
to run
gone.
the other way.
Oh, you were talking about Harry Potter earlier, now talking about snakes. I could count how many times if I were Harry Potter in those movies, I'd have been gone. Nope, I'm out. I ain't talking to this thing.
Hey, Wesley, what's up, bud? You're back.
Yeah, I want to see if this will work. I've got a cord running directly into the phone. I want to see if this will actually work or not.
Awesome, yeah.
You'll know if within the first 10 seconds of this, if it still sounds clipped or noise reduced, please tell me so that I can turn it off immediately, okay? So let me
Sounds
see if
good,
this
bud.
will work or not.
Are you Harry Potter?
Is that coming through or is that still clipped?
You know what? It still sounds clipped, but truthfully,
Yeah,
it doesn't
okay.
sound as bad.
It sounds better, but you'd have to play some more keys to see if they cancel each other out, I think.
Right. I have to figure that out. I'll figure it out eventually. Okay. No problem.
Man, that's still a shame because we really want to have you perform sometime.
Someday.
Can you do Beethoven?
Only the part where there's the bedpan underneath my couch.
You have a bedpan on your couch?
No. He was not the most hygienic of fellows in his day.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, he was a little bit of a he was known to kind of let things slide off of the deep end of hygiene and would have maids clean up after him.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't know that about old Beethoven.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
part
all
of the-
right.
Part of the romance of the story.
Now every time I hear do 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 do, I'm gonna think of that. That's
I'm
gonna come to mind.
gonna swing by my dad's house. I'll stop by again soon. All right.
Bye.
All right, brother.
All right. Take it easy.
Take it easy. Skylar.
If you'd like, if you got 4 minutes and you can pull up something on YouTube, what it was that I was going to perform with you. If you look for green grass variations, and then it'll be under my name, Wes Curry. And if you want to play that, that would be one of the pieces that I would have tried to perform for you here. If you can do that, if you can type into your machine green grass variations and bring up that little 4.5 minute YouTube video. It's all music. There's no talking at all. I believe it's one of the songs that no man can sing. So you might be interested in that. It's a very pleasant piece of music.
I'm trying to look for that right now. I typed
Sure.
in green grass variations,
Uh-huh.
and I'm looking for one from here. It is Wesley Curry.
There you go. That'd be the one.
Okay, I'm gonna share this on screen because I believe you will not copyright me.
No problem at all. No problem at all there. It's totally public domain.
Okay, cool. Let me pause this, and I'm gonna share my screen with everybody. So I won't be able to speak most likely.
Okay.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah. And that's the green grass of the valley.
Very nicely done, my friend.
I think Isaiah wrote, "Surely the people is grass." So that's where the title of it comes from.
I was going to ask, why did you call it the song no man can sing?
Because I'm crazy.
Oh,
Because I'm
not what we were
brutish enough
getting
to
at.
dare to believe that it's one of the songs that will be sung by the angels of Jesus Christ on the last day of time.
Aiden wants to know if I died. Aiden, what do you mean? I don't even understand what you mean.
He wants to join.
Oh, I don't have a request from him.
I don't know.
I don't have a request from Aiden.
He said he was going to come on after he's done working.
Okay, he's welcome to. When I removed him, I did not remove and report him. He should be able to come back.
Okay. What if that Sterling guy comes back?
As long as he's respectful, he can hang out too.
So what time did you begin your telecast today?
This began this morning at 8 a.m.
And
Central Time.
You intend on continuing until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Is that the goal?
Yes, sir. That is the goal.
Why?
And sounds like fun.
It does, yeah. And I don't know what time your bedtime is, Wesley, but you're welcome to hang out with us throughout the day and night. I have my coffee maker ready to go. I'm going to probably be binging on some coffee through the evening.
Do you ever drink tea?
You know what? I do not like hot tea. I like sweet tea. I'm a Southerner. My girlfriend, on the other hand, she loves hot tea.
What about iced tea?
I love sweet iced tea.
What about frozen tea?
What?
I'm joking. I just made that up.
I had a feeling.
Here's frozen coffee.
Missing Mod says she's going to be on in like 10 minutes. Everybody say slow news day. What?
You want to try